Hello everyone, welcome to Vihan IAS. I am Dr. Madhukar Shyam and today I am going to discuss with you all about the social contract theory. Social contract theory is an alternate to or is a replacement of divine right theory. Now let me explain about both the social contract theory as well as the divine right theory. First, divine right theory. Divine right, as the term means divine, it is associated with God. It is associated with God. Now anything is associated with God, it have more value, more acceptance. Therefore, this theory was proposed by the people, those who were in support of the king. The core argument of divine right theory is to say that king is the representative of God on earth. King is the representative of God on earth. So that people will not challenge the authority of the king. Are you getting my point? With this, king is becoming an authority. And the king authority is coming directly from God as a representative, means people are not going to challenge and ready to accept the order of the king. So this was the main or core purpose of divine right theory. But divine right theory was facing challenge or from the number of revolutions that were taking place in Europe. Number one, especially during the rebirth or the Renaissance of Europe, okay, rebirth of Renaissance of Europe, science was something that was taking a space of superstitious, and logic was replacing the belief that people were having in their traditions. So everything was now being justified on the basis of logic, on the basis of science. So science was also giving this challenge to the social science subject or the society itself, politics itself. Now the philosopher started justifying their theory in support of the science so that people will accept it with more logic and more courage. Now let me just tell you this Renaissance, how this Renaissance has changed or challenged the divine right theory. Divine right theory, as I told you, is just a justification of king's rule on earth, right? Social contract theory. Science was challenging everything that was coming, that was facing challenge from science. So first of all, this Christian religion itself was facing challenge. Christianity was facing challenge. And what kind of Christianity? Catholic Christianity. Catholic Christianity was facing challenge because it was promoting more superstitious, more belief that that was interpreted by the father or the pope. Now this Catholic Christianity was facing challenge from where? What? From Protestant Christianity. Protestant Christianity was advocated by whom? By Martin Luther King, and he was saying that as an individual, each one of us are being created by the God, and we can directly tell our issues, problem to the God. We don't need representative to say our things to God. Means direct, people can direct talk to God, feel God, right? So direct relation with God, this is what Protestant Christianity was advocating. Now this challenge was creating something, means individual is now being empowered with this with this reform in Christianity itself. Individual was getting empowered. Now second thing is that simultaneously, after learning from this Catholic Christianity and Protestant Christianity reform, people were started applying this reform in the field of politics. And divine right theory was facing challenge. Now this divine right theory was facing challenge in number of ways, as people were not ready to accept anything in just in the name of the God. So what happened, people started talking about democracy. People started talking about democracy. Democracy, that is the rule of the people, rule of people by people, right? People became the center of this theory. Okay, now when people became the center of this theory, this was this thing was creating trouble to whom? Trouble to the authority or to the king. Now what king start doing, those who were supporting, those scholars who were supporting the king, they were bringing some or other kind of theory in favor of the king, or some were against the kings. Those who were in favor of parliamentarian or democracy, they were bringing theory in favor of the parliamentary democracy or liberal democracy. Now third thing is, during Renaissance this change was taking place. Here also the core concept was coming, that is the empowerment of individual. I hope you are understanding. Now you saw that during this Renaissance, from Catholic to Protestant Christianity, individual is getting empowered. Now this from absolute monarchy to this democratic reform, democratic revolution, individual is getting empowered. Now the power of individual to rule. The same thing was happening in the economic domain. What was happening in economic domain? One thing was that, number one, that is from feudalism, people were moving towards industrial revolution. People were moving towards industrial revolution. Now in this industrial revolution, earlier the division of class was like feudal and slave or serf. Now the system was industrial, capitalist and worker. So again the concept of individualism emerged here. Those who are having empower to generate something, create something, they can join and create the industry. Now this was happening because of scientific revolution that were taking place by different scientists, just like Thomas Alva Edison, just like Gutenberg. The printing press was coming in. Now the printing press was revolutionized and the industry was set up. The bulb industry was set up. So like this, number of industries were coming and the workers were getting some or other kind of payment in that, right? So in this way, again, who is getting empowered? That is individual. So in all the three format, one is the religion, second is the politics, and third is the economy or trade. In all these three reform that took place during the Renaissance, what happened? Individual was getting empowered. Everyone was talking about this, individuals. Now with this reform and revolution, the people who were in support of the king thought of that let me just bring some another theory that may replace the divine right theory, but have the courage to save the power of the king. So based on that, the theory of social contract was advocated by Thomas Hobbes. He wrote a book called Leviathan in 1651, right? 1651. Now, with this book, he was advocating how the contract theory was to be established. Now, we know that in 1648, in the year 1648, there was a treaty signed, Treaty of Westphalia, after or in the conclusion of 30 years war. So it is important to understand here that the modern state was also being established or formalized, right? Modern state means to say that state that have latitude or longitude based on the boundary instead of having frontier system. Earlier the kingdom or empire were having the frontiers. From this river, northern side of this river, the territory belongs to so and so, southern side of this river territory belongs to so and so. Now with this modernization of Treaty of Westphalia, what happened? The latitude or longitude was taken care of and the boundary was created from this point. No matter the river is going from which side or that side, river may change their direction, but the boundary will remain and it will dictate or it will define the territory, right? This was major reform with this Sixth Treaty of Westphalia system. Now let me just tell you something about the social contract theory. Social contract, as we know that this is a contract. Just keep this word in your mind and then we will understand the contract, concept of contract as defined by Thomas Hobbes in his book Leviathan. There are 4-5 things in this social contract. One is he is talking about the state of nature. State of nature, right? Now contract, in this theory, with this social contract theory, he is trying to tell us how state came into emerge or state of came into the formation, the modern state, how state we are seeing today is being, or the origin of state. So in order to understand the origin of a state, he is taking us to a place called state of nature. So what is a state of nature? A state of nature is nothing but a hypothetical situation. Hypothetical, that is what we imagine, that is not existing in the real world. So the hypothetical situation in which we cover that we are not having any facility what we are having today, no road, no transport, no traffic rule, no governance, no politics, nothing. We are living in the state of jungle. We are living in jungle where we are living similar life with that of wild animals or the animals in jungle. Now in that jungle, everyone is equal, everyone is free, everyone is having the power, courage to survive. So survival was the main concept of this state of nature. Now what they are saying is that in the state of nature, people are free. Fine, people are free. People are having the right of go any place, move any place. So people are having the complete freedom, equality. Now this place was not having any kind of what we say religious thing or anything, but no institution at all. Now in the state of nature, one thing was clearly bringing more or other kind of challenge, that is the survival of the people. Now survival of the people, how to survive, this was the main concept, because they were being attacked by the powerful animals also, beast also, so it was not easy to survive. In this state of nature, people say that because of this survival, they were Thomas Hobbes was defining human nature. Now human nature, what is human nature? According to Thomas Hobbes, human nature was negative, pessimist. He was saying people are very negative in nature, very poor, very nasty, short, brutish, selfish, means all kind of pessimist understanding of human nature Thomas Hobbes developed in the state of nature. According to him, human were very selfish, very nasty, brutish. They were not very much cooperative or having positive feeling for, because what they are saying is that all are against all. In this state of nature, people just want to survive, so all are against all. So in order to survive, people by nature they were selfish. But one thing was there, that they have to survive. This was the core aspect of their coming togetherness. Therefore, despite having this negative human nature, they were having some kind of cooperation. And therefore, with this cooperation, they do the contract, right? So just think of, this is the people, this is the people, this is the people, right? These are the people living in state of nature, jungle, right? Some may be very fit, some may be very weak, but in the state of nature they are free, equal, they have no restrictions to move anywhere. Now these people were coming together and they were making contract among each other, right? They were making contract among each other that let's make a person, just think of, this is the person, this is the powerful person among them, let's make this person a Leviathan or king or a power, or give the authority to rule us, right? Because these people were facing difficulty in surviving, and this people is not facing that difficulty, this is more stronger than others. So these people made contract that let's elect or select these people, and this person will rule us, and these people is not, king is not, or Leviathan is not the part of contract. So keep this in your mind, that Leviathan is not the part of contract. Contract took place among the people. Fine, up to here it is clear. Now let's move to this understanding of on what basis this contract took place. Why this person is going to accept that that okay, I am going to make rule for you. Why this person is going to accept the authority or the rule? Because this person is also living the free life. Now what happened? These person urged them, requested them, and said that okay, what you need to do, you just need to make rule for us. Whatever you will say, we are going to follow. And on the other side, what we will do, we will give up all our rights that we are getting in this jungle or in the state of nature. That is the equality, liberty, freedom, all the kinds of right. Whatever way you want to treat us, treat us. The only condition is that we have to survive. Right to life is the basic thing that you cannot take away from us, and all other rights you can take, and you can make rules, and with your rules we are happy to live in your state. So in this way, this origin of a state took place, where the king or the Leviathan came into existence. After that, what happened? When these people surrendered all the rights, given all the rights, they said that we are not giving you right to life. Because based on this right to life, this contract took place. Main challenge people were facing in the state of nature is that they were not able to survive. So therefore you will see that right to life is coming from where? Coming from state of nature. This is what Thomas Hobbes is saying, and this right was existed before the formation of a state, right? So when there were no state, this right to life was there. So any state cannot take away these rights. The next thing that Thomas Hobbes discussed in his theory of social contract, that right to life, that we have made a contract, but we are giving all the powers to this person, to this Leviathan, to this king. This king might become corrupt, might become more with this obsolete power, might do anything they want. If king are not following the rule of giving the proper life, then what the people will do? People will do revolt. If king will not able to protect right to life, then the people are having right to revolt. Okay, people are having this right to revolt and choose another king, or through the contract, through the agreement among themselves. And in this way the modern day state, or the origin of a state, took place as per discussed by Thomas Hobbes in his book Leviathan. So you will find that right to life is also existing in our constitution in article 21, in which